Yeah, Scott, Bruno, congratulations. Listening to those Manchester United supporters behind you, how much did you need that win?
Oh, everyone knows the situation is not the best. We lost the last 2 games, wasn't the performance we want to give, and the results, obviously. But today it was a different game. We had to give it something different, and we deliver. We get the 3 points, and it's the most important.
Could that goal from you just be the catalyst to turn things around for Manchester United?
Oh, no, it's about the team. It's about what everyone does on the pitch. Was a game where everyone sacrificed, everyone ran, everyone worked harder. And even on the goal, you could see the reaction of the players trying to get the ball here around the box. Is that makes the goal.
Scott, you said before the game you needed to fight like dogs to get a result. How much of a fight was it out there?
Yeah, it shouldn't just be this game, and obviously we can't get too carried away, but yeah, sometimes whenever everyone's against you and you've got to do it your own way and you've got to come together and fight like dogs, that's sometimes what you've got to do. But as I say, it's a building block, and I thought we did more than enough to win the game in the end.
What did you make of the overall performance?
I think it was a good performance. We could create more chances, but I think we had some good chances. First half, I think we have the control of the game. Second half was more divide the game, but I think at the end, the biggest chances was always on our side, and I think we deserve the win.
You talk about the fight, Scott. There was a banner in the away end here earlier saying, play like you mean it. How does that feel for you guys as players when your own fans are questioning the commitment and effort that you're putting in?
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen the banner before the game. And a few of us said, you know what, like the fans pay good money to come watch every week, and the support is relentless towards us every single week. And we just want to repay them as best we can. Things aren't going the best at the moment, but like you say, it's a building block, step by step. And with the manager and the coaching staff, we trust them a lot, we trust the players. And I feel like we can go on and kick on and do better.
How much can this build the confidence ahead of what is a crucial game in the Champions League on Wednesday night in Copenhagen?
Oh, it has to build the confidence, but at the same time, we have to understand that we still can do better, we still can deliver, we can do much more. And I think the team understand now that it's about to getting results every time that we have a chance to play. And we know now Champions League is too important for us to get the 3 points. Difficult game away, but we are Man United and we have to win every game.
How do you work on that confidence if the results aren't coming consistently, Scott?
Yeah, like you say, just try and pick each other up whenever things aren't going as well. You need confidence. Players need to feel like there's love, some different. Some need a rocket up the backside sometimes. That's just the way football is. Everyone reacts different to the different types of management. And I feel like with the captain and obviously the other senior players, I feel like we've got players who know the dressing room well to bring everyone together and go on and do better, you know?
Well, Bruno, you're the man of the match today. Your goal won the game for your team. Congratulations. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome to Extra Time here on TNT Sports. Well, Manchester United have just beaten Fulham by 1-0 in stoppage time. Erik Ten Hag is out to join us now. Congratulations on the win, Erik. Just tell us how big a goal was that for you and how has that affected the mood in the dressing room?
Clear. We scored in the beginning and we scored in the end. But if you score in the end, away from home, it's always the best moment if you make the other difference, because for the opponent is then almost no time to get back.
And a massive goal from your captain, Bruno Fernandes. He stepped up in the Burnley game as well, which followed a defeat against Bayern Munich. What do you say to those people who have questioned whether he should be Manchester United captain?
I don't understand that, because so everyone have his mistakes. And no one is perfect, but he's doing a lot of things very good. And he showed every time as a captain he's an example. He's, as you see today, how he's working, how he's pressing. And then in the end he's scoring a goal. And so he's massive important for us.
I saw some comments from you prior to this game in the press conference mentioning about the playing style. I'm really interested to find out how long before we see a team that you can say this is the way I want to play, because at the moment consistently we're not seeing that yet, and I think you would probably agree with that. When will we see a team that you go, this is the exact style of an Erik Ten Hag team?
Yeah, but I think with all the respect, didn't we see it last season?
Last season I saw it, but this season we haven't.
No, but no, anyone knows why. Because we have so many injuries. Every time you have to swap, you have to make changes, then the routines are not there. And that is what you see in this moment in our team. And then you have to be more pragmatic. But I also always said, it's not an excuse not winning games. Even if the players are not available, you can't play in a row with the same team. Yeah. Because the quality is there. Also today, all the games are good players, but they have to play many more games after each other in the same lineup, and then you get the routines in, and then we will play better.
Can I ask you, Erik, the character that the players showed today, you must be very, very proud. Particularly, I thought Harry Maguire was outstanding today. You know, a player that's been questioned a lot, but he defended so well today, didn't he?
I think not only defended.
Yeah, with the ball.
He was also with the ball, very good progressive passing, very good diagonal passing, many passes through the lines. So it was a very good performance. I totally agree.
Yeah.
What does that say about his character? Because he's played 6 straight games for you now, and he's a player that some had actually written off at Man United.
But I always have said he can do it. But last year we had very solid combinations in that center, and he didn't have the chance to play. But all the times he played, he did okay. And now he has a chance, and I said to him, when you do well, you stay in.
Yeah.
Can I ask you as well, the referee wanted him checked at one point in the game. They felt he looked dizzy on there. Can you just tell us what happened from your point of view and whether everything was fine?
Yeah, I heard he had a hand injury, and that hurts him. And so he needs some treatment, and so that was the issue.
With the consistency of this team now and getting a consistent lineup now, do you think you guys can start climbing the league with the players that you've got within this squad?
I'm sure we can do, and I'm sure we will improve. And if we get players back, and now there are some players back, and I think today it was a solid performance. And you see, you see a base and a foundation where we can improve on.
I think now is all we spoke about before the game, didn't we? About performances. Is it about now? You just need results, don't you? I think in these moments it's just about 3 points, 3 points, 3 points, and then the performances can come.
You know as well, you need performance, and then the points will come. And so I always want to improve the process, and then the points will come. But yeah, sometimes you have to go more pragmatic, and that is what we did the last weeks. But today I think it was absolutely improvement also on performance.
I'm sure you agree. Scott McTominay's playing very well at the moment. He gives you lovely balance in the midfield when he plays, doesn't he?
I think his midfield today that was well set up. What you say, there was a good balance, and between the three, and also after Mason came in. So that's good. We need the players, and I'm sure with this midfield balance, we can go on.
Erik, there's no let up now. Another huge game in midweek. How are you feeling now? What does that do for confidence going into that game against Copenhagen?
Yeah, but at Man United you have to win every game. So come on, and so we will take 24 hours and then we go to the next game, and that is the routines we are in.
That's
we wish you the very best of luck. Well done today. Thank you.
Well done, Erik.
Congrats. Well done. Good.
Thank you very much, Erik. Thanks.
Good. That's what I mean. It's difficult because obviously all the knives are out today.
Yeah.
The knives are out for him as an individual, but the team and the squad. That banner before the game we spoke about earlier, but you can't underestimate the impact that would have had on that change room for the players that would have seen it, that it transmitted through the change room in there. That adds another layer of pressure again. And to have come out here and put in I wouldn't say a great performance, but I think there was an element of composure. There was an element of control at times. Yes, Fulham had a few chances, but no matter what time of the year you come here, away grounds, you're going to give chances to your opponents. But they weathered storms and they came back and they showed a character that maybe had been questioned in recent weeks, and they managed to get the 3 points. So well done to them in that sense.
That's the take-out for me, Rio. I think I look at that team and I can judge it pragmatically. Rio's emotionally involved because it's his club, but I looked at that and I took a team.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad. But I saw a team that was still fighting for their manager, which I think you were starting to question because of body language, particularly in the Newcastle game. And I know it's difficult.
You think they all look united?
I think they all look united without being outstanding. Like I said, I thought the balance in midfield was decent. I thought Harry Maguire was outstanding, and Johnny Evans at the back, and the goalkeeper. And they all look, and the goalkeeper needed a good game, by the way, as well. You know, so when you've got players and you've got a group of players that's still fighting for the manager, that's what I saw. I didn't see a lot of quality. We know the quality's there, and the quality eventually won them the game in Bruno Fernandes. But I think I saw that he was a little bit defiant there when Rio asked him about the question, and I like that. You know, he comes out, he don't mince his words for anyone, does he? The gaffer, and I think that's good. So I think I saw a lot of positive signs because, by the way, not if they didn't win the game. If Leno's hand taps that round the post, it's a very different interview for Erik tonight.
And I would say that the way that the game finished, you have to say, you know what, let's not get carried away. And I think that's an important thing for the dressing room, which I don't think they will. And I don't think the manager will allow them to do that. But they need to go on a run now. They need to gather some momentum They can't have it where it's the inconsistencies of 1 week they do all right and get a 3 points and then they go and get beat next game Copenhagen. They need to now churn out a run of games, 3, 4, 5, 6 games where they're getting back-to-back wins and to build confidence and momentum within that change room. Once they do that, then they can start looking ahead and actually putting their chests out and now where are we now, what are we doing? They've got to get their heads down, keep their heads down and work.
Even just getting that win in Copenhagen, then they've got Luton next. If they could win both of those before the international break, could you feel that they'd really kick on from there?
And not I'm just thinking forward now to the Copenhagen and Luton game. Anthony was he fluffed his lines again today. He had an opportunity to score. So I'm thinking, if you put Marcus Rashford into that team, Højlund up front, I thought Mason come on. I think Mason coming in off that right-hand side, all of a sudden you've got two players who were key for England not long ago, Rashford and Mount. In Højlund, who's they spent a fortune on, a nice balance in midfield. You need to win these next two games, but then things can start settling for Erik, and we might look back in 4 or 5 weeks and remember when Erik Ten Hag was under pressure at Man United. Because you have to remember, this team did got to 2 finals last year, and they finished well.
Won one of them, third place finish. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. So there is quality here, and they just found their feet. And today could be one of them games you look back on if you're a Man United player, manager, or fan. I think that was a turning point. But Leno's fingers were 1 inch longer. It could be a lot different.
Rio was thankful that they weren't. But he mentioned Joe there, Rio, Anthony, and there were some Man United fans booing him when he was substituted today. How much longer do you think Erik Ten Hag should and will keep faith with him?
I don't know. I mean, you could smell the frustrations, let alone hear it from the away fan, travelling fans. And listen, he's played 11 games this season, 0 goals and 0 assists. From an attacking player, that's not good enough, and that's the hard facts. I mean, you look today, you've got a 35-year-old on the opposite wing in Willian, and if you didn't know their ages and their career path, you'd probably go Willian.
Would you rather have Willian on your team?
You'd probably go Willian on what you're seeing right now. But listen, he has to improve dramatically. I think Garnacho, when Rashford's fit and comes back, which will hopefully be the next game, if Garnacho doesn't start, he's probably sitting there scratching his head. And if Anthony starts ahead of him, and I think that I'd be doing that. And I think that you have to have that competitive edge within the squad. But if you're being kept out of the team by a player, you want to know that player's actually producing the goods and getting some goals or assists or impacting the game. And at the moment, I think if Anthony does come out of the team, I don't think he could argue.
Point, very well coached side, and they've done everything right. But unfortunately for them, the ball dropped to Bruno Fernandes in a crucial moment, and it cost them. So I feel for them. But you have no problems with anything that's going on at Fulham. Marco Silva has got this team very, very well structured.
Just needs to get more goals into that team. Let's hear the view of the Fulham boss then. Marco Silva is with Jules.
Marco, a sucker punch in injury time. How disappointed are you with that?
Frustration really in our dressing room for us. Disappointing really with what's happened in the last minutes of the game. Very good second half from ourselves. First half more balanced. Not many chances for both. 50-50 the game, if I can say. Second half, we had very good spells. We had a moment during 20-25 minutes that we did control really the game. We were in the front foot. We created our chances, probably the better decision to attack. When you arrive in so many good areas, we should have creative in more. And this was a moment for us to score, because when you are creating chances and to arrive in danger areas, you have to score, and unfortunately we didn't. When the game was going for a draw up in that situation, that clear some people is going to talk about unlucky. For me, it's not clear unlucky. I already told the players is to keeping emotional control on the pitch. You have to be there until the last second of the game, and in one moment with no reason to be in panic or something like that. 3 players or 4 players making mistakes after mistake after mistake is difficult to understand for us. The players, they are down, of course, but we have to grow. It's not matter of to learn or not. We have to grow as a team. But it was not something collective. It was clear something individual from 1, 2, 3 players in 10 seconds. And of course, it's difficult to understand. For me, it's clear emotional control that we lost in that moment.
Rodrigo Muniz made his first Premier League start of the season today, but he came off the pitch in tears. How is he?
He's in his knee. Let's hope it's nothing really serious. Of course, I don't have all the details right now. We have to go. We are going to assess him, but he's feeling a lot of pain. He felt something in the knee in one moment of the second half. So good performance from him, like we expected. He's growing. He's ready to fight for the position. He's ready to play. and let's hope nothing serious because we need him ready.
Thank you, Marco.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jules. Yeah, worrying to see Muniz go off his first Premier League start today. Is it going to be a case, Joe, of them having to wait until January to sort out their goal-scoring problems and spend some of that Mitrovic money? Or do you think the answers are in the team?
I don't think the answers to the levels of what Mitrovic brings are in the team. There's some good players there. You know, Jimenez was sought after before his head injury. I really felt for the young lad Muniz. I've been in that position when you know you've done something serious, you know, and it's always a tough one. And when you see a player leaving the pitch crying, I really feel for Marco Silva, because to be left at the end of the window and not being able to find a replacement. And listen, Fulham's not Manchester United. They can't 100, 200 million and be. Fulham need to spend that money well, so they're going to need to find someone who's going to score goals. But the reason I've got no concerns is because the whole structure of the team and how it pans out. If you put a finisher in that team, they're going to be elevated to the top half of the table. I've watched Fulham 3 or 4 times. I've been impressed with him.
Had the bulk of these shots on goal, 18 compared to United's 12, although 18 of the 18, 2 are on target compared to United's 5. And it's United who come away with exactly what was needed for the players, the coaching staff, and for their supporters. How do you reflect on it now that the dust is settling?
It isn't great football. And it's not what we, as Man United fans, what we expect to watch every game. But a win is a win, and it's been very, very difficult for the team to get those wins. So I think at the moment we accept and we take whatever we get. Football is very much about building on momentum. So hopefully this is a good start. It was won in a Manchester United kind of way, where the winning goal came late. And I know from being in that position, you hit bad spells, and then you end up winning. The next game you win in a scruffy way, but it builds that momentum, it builds that belief. They're going to Copenhagen, as I said before. They're going to Copenhagen on Wednesday. They're going to play a game on a terrible pitch. It's a game they absolutely must win. I mean, if they don't win that game, it's very difficult to see them progress in the Champions League. So to have won this game and bringing that into the next one, that's fantastic. And you can see in the pictures we saw there what it meant to Bruno, what it meant to the manager. That win is something that they can, start a new period from. So let's hope it's more wins in the future.
Let's have a look at the all-important moment then. Bruno Fernandes in the first minute of injury time. Fair to say, Peter, they capitalised on some pretty generous defending.
Well, first of all, Pellistri is doing something that we don't see very often from Man United when Anthony plays. He's going on the outside. Okay, he loses the ball. There's a bit of luck involved, a bit of kamikaze defending, not playing the ball well. It ends with Bruno. Bruno's actually playing a very difficult pass to Scott McTominay, who loses the ball, and then again he comes in. But this is brilliant, by the way. The way he sees it, he passes it on the wrong side of Reed in terms of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper can actually, Leno gets a hand to the ball, but when we look at it from this angle, first we see that pass. That's a difficult pass, by the way. But when he gets the ball back, that little dummy, and then on the outside of Reed, goalkeeper's got no chance. He won't be able to see the ball until it's past him.
I have to agree. I think that finish there was an excellent finish. I think when I said about moments of brilliance, they had a lot of that last season. You haven't seen too much of that individual brilliance win them games, apart from the Dalot against Sheffield United and now Bruno in a game like this, which, like we all said, for me was a must-win, or a game they had to come away with something. And you saw that in respects of when Ten Hag brings on Varane in a few minutes to shut up shop and win that game. So I think it was an important win leading into the games they got coming up. And you would imagine that the home game against Luton, they win that game comfortably, and then they go into the international break with 2 Premier League wins in their bag, and then you can kind of build from there.
Yeah, what a way then for Bruno Fernandes to mark his 200th appearance for Manchester United in all competitions. We should give credit as well, should we not, to Andre Onana in the United goal in that second half?
I think just on Bruno, I don't think it's a coincidence he played a good game today. He was back in that number 10 role, and I think that's really important. And I hope Ten Hag has made, take notice of that being in there, he can actually have an impact on everywhere on the pitch. Whereas when he's on the right-hand side, it's difficult for him because he's that kind of player. He likes to get involved, and we saw it right from the goal. He had the energy to go and chase, and he got his teammates doing the same thing. But you know, when a team is in a kind of a crisis and not playing well, you need individuals to step up. And in those moments, Onana also stepped up. The two shots, it came very, very close to. First the shot where he saved, and it was a corner, and then from the corner, a bit of Kimikaze defending as well for Man United. But then he saved that as well. And it's important that these players are stepping up. I mean, they've been brought in. Onana's been brought in this season for quite a lot of money. He's already made some impact in the Champions League by saving that penalty against Copenhagen. And today again, he made two big saves and in a way saved his team 2 points.
Yeah. I mean, this is a real show of character, and this is Onana's input. I mean, they are quite unorthodox saves, some of them, and the way he parries this towards the middle of the goal. I mean, Peter, what do you think? Do you think these are unorthodox?
That is your word. It's a save.
Yeah, but you tell me
how you save it.
Is that how you would have dealt with it?
I wouldn't be able to say that now. The most important thing here is he stops the ball from going in the back of the net. And however he's doing it, it doesn't really matter. And especially at this point, you know. So if you go back these 3-4 weeks, you know, every time there's been an opportunity for the opponent, the ball has ended up in the back of the net. So defenders, they kind of lose confidence in themselves, they lose confidence in the goalkeeper, and they go, not again. But this time around, it didn't go in the back of the net. He saved them, and it gives them something, you know. The same as Harry Maguire, who was so fantastic today, will have given Onana a lot of confidence, because he then can adjust his game to a player who will sort out that. Then I don't have to do it. So the players are building on each other's confidence and performances, and you know, Onana was called up on today, and he stepped up, I think.
Much of its own. I'm talking, of course, of Craven Cottage. I'm Derek Ray, ready to bring you commentary, and joining me is the former Arsenal defender Lee Dixon, and it's all about action from the Premier League in this case. It is Fulham versus Manchester United.
Yeah, thank you, Derek. Looking forward to today. Should be in for a good game. Let's hope we see a quick start from both teams, set the tempo for the rest of the match.
Well, Manchester United have chosen this particular shape. Harry Maguire plays alongside Victor Lindelöf in central defence. Well, a tackle like that in the initial phase of the game, attracting the interest of the referee. Certainly a tricky call for the referee. He's gone for the yellow card, although there are those who would argue that was the denial. Can they get themselves in front here? And the keeper taking it cleanly. Shaw. Well, he's a player who just seems to get better and better. I'm talking, of course, about Bruno Fernandes. Lee, what do you think we'll see from him in this game?
He's on the ball all the time, and his ability on the ball is...
In position! Oh, that is a majestic goal! Volleyed home with precision and style. Superbly done!
Well, here we can see, Derek, from this better angle, it's all about the technique. When you're volleying a ball, it's all about timing. Let it get to the right place for your foot to make the connection, and there you go, in the back of the net.
1-0 then.
Goal for Manchester United. Number 7, Edison Cavani.
Anguissa. Here's Ademola Lookman. Can they get in behind them? And based on that challenge, you wouldn't be at all surprised if the referee reaches for his pocket. The referee has deemed that to be a bookable offence.
Absolutely, agree with that one.
Oh, good strike! Goalkeeper Anguissa. And he's through here. Big chance it is. And it goes! The leveller! Thrilling stuff here.
Well, as we can see, the keeper's done his best, but there's nothing he can do from there. He's not going to miss that one.
Well, let's take another look at that goal, shall we?